Hello, and good morning. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of, Supercharged Sunday, where we help you to level up your business, your game. This week, your host, Greg Piskozub and James Wyatt, dive into the power of clarity. Do you truly understand what you want to do? Discover, how knowing your why can transform you and your entrepreneurial journey. So stay tuned, grab a cup of coffee, and we'd love for you to join us and join the discussion, actually. Join in the comments, and we'd love to hear from you and what you've got to say. Hi, James. How are you today?
Good morning, Greg. Yeah, I'm absolutely raring to go. Looking forward to the show today. The weather's fantastic outside. I feel energized. Ready to go. And this is a particularly good subject to talk about. Clarity. So I'm looking forward to our discussion.
Certainly. Isn't this, isn't this holding us back and making it so difficult it was for me. Actually, it still is, at times, and that's why we want to discuss, because it's so relevant, and it doesn't matter what level of experience you have, where you are on your journey. It's what's holding you back. It is you, we know it, but how you overcome that, problem with your clarity and understanding your why. On this podcast, we heard from a lot of people already. Everyone says the same, is know your why. And it was David, it was Ranjan, Simon. There was a few people mentioning that, you need to understand what is your why and what's the reason that you want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, clarity is, I want to give you an analogy that I often say to my clients. You know what a pinball machine is? Do you remember the pinball machines when we were kids down the arcade? And quite often we feel like, life is like a pinball machine. We are that ball getting smacked around all over the place, banging into stuff, and then, the numbers and the lights are flashing. Mm-hmm. But let me just leave this with you. It isn't the pinball machine that's affecting us. We control the flippers, Greg. Okay. Yes. So when the ball gets to the bottom of the game and it's sitting on the flipper, that is what clarity is. We time what we aim for and we hit the target. That is clarity. So, life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you when you're in clarity. So that was the real thing that I wanted to sort of talk about.
James, that's true, but people don't understand that concept. Like this life is happening, for you. And could you just elaborate? Because honestly, this is, it's so much deeper, and people don't get this. That the life is happening for you. So can you just explain what that means?
Okay, so up until this very moment, you are the results of all of the decision making that you have made. Mm-hmm. Okay. You are the captain of your ship. You are the movie star in your movie. You write the script. You're the director. You are completely in control of your future. And those decisions that we make that influence the future, now they are, a lot of the time, they're pre-programmed. They're yes. Limiting beliefs. Mm-hmm. They are, stuff that we've picked up along the way that won't allow us to really lift the lid off of our imagination. So what I mean by life, we control tomorrow. We truly, truly do. So that's what I mean by don't allow life to happen to you. Understand that you can control your tomorrows with the decisions you make today, the mindset that you have, and just start thinking about you being the captain of your ship, and life will start happening for you. That's what I mean.
James, would you mind if I ask you a question? This is about the clarity in your life, and what initially motivated you to start your business, the soulful living.
Okay, so I'm an entrepreneur. So basically, I love being in business. I love the challenge of business. I like problem solving. I love having a team of people around me, and I'm very good at making decisions, and I stick with those decisions because those decisions are based on my intuition, my gut feeling, my heart, my wisdom. So
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure that those decisions are for the greater clarity of my goals. So for me personally, direction and focus and clarity is what I'm all about, actually. So what about you? I mean, you're an entrepreneur. You have your own business. You have a property business as well as being a mindset coach. So what made you decide on those particular journeys?
Well, actually, it is a deep question. So I didn't have the clarity, to be very honest, for a very long time. I was like really torn apart because before I started my electrical engineering business, I was working for a corporate, and at that time, that was more than 10 years ago. I imagined my life will be like I'll be driving up and down the country, get good money, then coming back home, and I'm just like, what else? What else is there? And I was really lacking clarity for a very long time. Well, only when I started working for myself in my electrical business, I then realized that actually in life there's more. There's more in life than just work. I could make more money, could afford more things, and but then I realized that it's not fulfilling. It's not purpose driven. It is not me. So there was no me in it. It was
Yeah.
just going to work, money, then maybe a weekend, going somewhere. It was just like more of like a machine, like a program. That's what it was, without purpose. And when I truly find out the purpose, so that was for me, it was when I reconnected with my son, and then I understand that my purpose is to show him who you could become if you
Yeah.
focus. So the
Mm.
clarity I got is let's show the best of me so I can be a good example for my son. And then I actually started to think how I can talk with my son to show him that it's okay to fail. It's okay to make those mistakes and to take him to the next step. And
Mm.
once I got there and I got this really good relationship with my son, now I'm thinking like, okay, where we are going next? Because clarity and your reason why you do things, it could stay the same for you or for anyone for a very long period of time or for the whole your life, but could also change from time to time or from whatever you are on your entrepreneurial journey. So for me, I've got my electrical business, I've got the property development business, we've got this podcast, and the clarity behind is I now understand that this is what we do here at James today.
Yeah.
It is what I'm passionate about. What I love doing is, just a sheer fact of preparing for this podcast. It makes me, it makes the tummy, fly. And I got big tummy, so there's a lot of flies in there. And it's just giving me this, sense of fulfillment. So this is it. And I wonder for you, audience, what it is, if you have your clarity, what it is that drives you, what it is that motivates you to, get up in the morning and or get up at late or whatever you do. Please join us in this.
Mm.
Leave comments. We'd love to hear from you because James, we know hundreds and thousands of amazing people from all the networking events we go to or
Mm.
hosts, and you just see those people achieving impossible. And we'd love to hear from you how you do that and what it is that drives you.
I think that, Greg, one of the things that I see, one of the things I work on with my clients, and I know you do as well. In fact, it's right across the whole property knowledge programs is clarity, understanding what you are excited about, what your passion is, what is
Mm.
your purpose, why are you here, what really gets you out of bed in the morning. And you are right, when you're in the mainstream life, so you're getting up, you're going to work, take the kids to school, you've got this sort of preconditioned life. When you actually start to look at what's important to you, when you start to let go of some of that, you become more and more clear on what you want to do. So what's actually happened to you, Greg, is you started to let go of the traditional life. You
Yes.
started to see a glimpse of something that you could have. And you started to probably ask the question of, how far can I go?
Mm.
How far can I go? How far much can I achieve? How can I show my son that there is no limits? And being an entrepreneur is a great example of that. So I think the letting go was probably the start, Greg. What do you think?
Well, yes, James, but but I also use something that a lot of people and a lot of my friends, do use in their life. It's the drill down. It's what David on the last show was talking to us about. Is like, ask yourself the question why, and then ask again, why do you
Yeah,
want that, and
yeah,
then why again? Because if you're truly honest, and again, honesty to yourself, if you're truly honest with yourself, you're really going to drill it down, and then you find out that actually is what I'm doing is not required. I don't have to do all of that to achieve what I want, because what I want is just this. Why do I
yeah,
do everything else? But if you drill it down, you might re-find the focus or the true motivation behind what you do, because we are running through our life most of the time like crazy, and we might do some of the tasks that we do is automatic. It's like when you're
yeah,
driving a car, you don't know you're driving a car, you don't think about, oh, I need to change the gear. It's happening, it's just happening. When you're turning, you just put an indicator, and that's happening automatically. And there
mm,
are things we do in life which are automatic. You're like an auto mode, and you're cracking, and we don't reflect on what we do as often as we could. And when we actually do, so James, this happening for me through meditation, this happening through me through like a breath work, and all the other tools I'm using to refocus and and find my motivation about what I'm doing. And I've stopped doing a lot of things, and some of it is like, I was doing I thought I like emails, but actually no, I hate emails. And I'm not I know that there's a lot of people out there who would agree with me. Well, if you do agree with me and you hate emails, just give us a like. I don't do emails anymore. I've delegated the emails. We've created a nice system in place, and this is it. I'm finding time to do other things. But this is what
yeah.
you do when you take time, be honest with yourself, and drill down your why, and you might find your motivation back again to whatever you are challenge yourself with.
What I love about that, Greg, is I understand the drilling down. It's that you have to be, someone would have to keep saying to you, yeah, why? Why is
Yes.
that? Why is that? It really does drill down. And I know that you're on a program at the minute, and it was 3 months of clarity, but you worked for 3 months on clarity.
Mhm.
So I would say, and a good question for you and our audience is, what is it? What is the essence of what you're about and what you're trying to achieve in life? And I'll give you an example of that. We all feel good when we increase the energy of something else. We make it smile. Okay. So let's say we meet a complete stranger and we give them a compliment, and their frequency has risen. The frequency of the moment has risen. There's a brighter moment. Okay. A great example of this is that my wife, Lida, she writes children's books, and her goal is to spread love. So she's spreading love through her books. It's not a way of making money, it's a way of spreading her inner core belief of what she wants to do. So that when we drill right down, what is it that really makes you smile? Is it raising the frequency of the moment? Is it making someone laugh? Is it being generous? What is that small detail, the humanness of us? That is the why.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not about the money. It's not about things and stuff. It's about the increase in energy in that moment. Okay. I think that's what it is. So for me, um, my goal is to have a hotel called Soulful Stays, as you know, and I want
Yes.
my clients, my guests, to come and stay, and then they're going to feel better about themselves. They're going to have an increase in frequency, energy. They don't know what it was, but there was something about that stay that elevated them. Like when we go on holiday, we have a good time. We're with our family. There's this increase in energy. So I think that the why has to be connected to that increase in frequency and energy in the moment. That is a really boiled down version of my whys.
It is. Well, is there anyone in the audience who's watching or listening, and you've got a problem with your, with your clarity, with your next step, or you're just stuck? You've got these, you've got these amazing things on the, going on the slow burner, or maybe, facing, your main project, and you are unsure of what to do next. Please feel free to join us, leave us comments, and we're more than happy, like to discuss that with you and see how we can move forward. But
Absolutely. Great. Could I just talk about we need to just talk about the two sides of clarity, because we can be clear on what we want and what we're doing, but it might be somebody else's want and doing. And what I mean by that is a friend of mine was destined to be a professional golfer. Okay. Now, since he was a little boy, his father said to him, "You are going to be a professional golfer. I'm going to make sure that you become a professional golfer. Don't worry about schooling. Don't worry about education. That will be done privately. I'll make sure that you get all the practice you need, the finest facilities." He was Spanish, so he had this. He lived some of the time in Spain, and he literally lived, breathed, and did golf. And you could say that the clarity on that was for his dad. It was what his dad wanted, not what specifically he wanted. And what happened is just before he's just about to sign up to go to America to do a scholarship over there, that's where the big stars go. They go to America, they go to their college. Just before that, he literally said to his dad, "It's not what I want to do." And it not only did in that moment did it cause a big problem in the relationship, because that's what his father wanted. That was the clarity of his dad's dream, not his personal clarity. So I wanted to just bring that into just be really careful that our goals and visions are not somebody else's, but they are our own.
James, this is good, because this is going back again to, to the honesty. Why are we not honest with ourselves? And why are we not honest with our loved ones, with the closest family? Because that's what boils down to. So there's another anecdote I want to bring from my life is my son doesn't want to let me down, and this is this he's not being honest with himself, and that represents in a way as you know would you so I ask him, I don't know if he made plans with his friends, or if he's doing something, but asking, like, son, would you come and join us? We're going to go somewhere for a hike, walk, ride, cycle, something.
Yeah.
And I can see he's not straight to answer yes or no. He's thinking. So he's having this little battle with himself. It's like, I don't want to let my dad. I want to go with him, but I got my friends, and at that point, I know him now. So I'm like, just tell me exactly what you'd prefer to do, and
Yeah,
just be
love it.
honest. Which way? So I'm teaching him that is okay to say no to people you love, and you're not going to hurt them in any way. If anything, the bond will be even stronger, because you know what you want, and this is
Yes.
it. And so that's a good question. Why are we not honest? If anyone's listened to it, why
Yeah.
are we not honest?
Yeah, I love that. And you've just reminded me of really we should be either hell yes,
Yes,
no. Hell yes or no. There's no
in between.
just going along for the motions, and that comes from honesty as well. So and that is clarity, isn't it? If it's a hell yes, then you really are connecting with your inner clarity, your inner heart, your intuition, your gut feeling. You're excited. There's going to be a raise in energy and frequency. So that is a hell yes. But a no is a no. I mean, no. when you're doing stuff you shouldn't be doing, that you're not clear
Mhm.
on, it takes up brain power, doesn't it? It takes up capacity in your head. So hell yeses, woohoo, we're going for it. And then no's, we're not doing it. And that is honesty. You're absolutely right. And you've got more respect for your son, and your son has respect for you if that is allowed.
One.
Love that. Absolutely love that.
Yeah, well, listen, 100%, 100%. We've got a comment, and that is in Instagram. So yeah, champ, you've got yeah, honesty is crucial, and you've got problem with your charity. I wonder what it is, and whether this is something that you can join us with, and give us maybe something, and we'll see if how we can help. This is brilliant, but. Uh, and James, so when we see young people struggling with honesty, how do you think that interacts with adults, with with us when we are in the group of people? Do you think that we are being honest? Are you being honest?
Well, the thing is, you will know, won't you, from someone's body language? You just know when someone's not all in on
Hmm.
something. And
Hmm.
I think in the workplace, we talked about this before and how difficult that can be in the workplace, because you might be drawn towards something that is your purpose, and then your colleagues, your peers might not be on that same frequency. So it's about personal growth again, isn't it? It's about, who you are as a person, honesty, the clarity, and making decisions that help you with your personal development. So I think that clarity helps you make the right decisions, which in tune would be the honest you. So I think that's really what I'm trying to say. So, but again, that's all about letting go of who you're not, or
True.
what other people see in you. Letting go of your the stuff that you're not. I love that.
Hmm.
Maybe that's a change. Maybe that's a change of people around you, Greg. Maybe clarity brings change of people around you as well. And that might be stopping you from being clear on your goals. Maybe you've got a partner or a loved one that won't grow with you,
Yes.
or you think they won't grow with you. And again, it leads back to honesty, perhaps being honest about your path, your goals, your clarity with your partner, your loved one, your children, your friends. Maybe that's maybe having a conversation would be great. Love that.
But and so we make this sound very simple, don't we? And
You really do.
of course we do. But this is like James. So honesty and being honest with yourself, and just keep it simple. That's the best way. And I love the approach that Dan Hill is teaching on his program. And it's great because they talk. So the Dan Hill, brilliant guy, and so he's got this like a master class for business. And the way they bring every blueprint, that's what they call blueprints, to to inject in your business, to implement at every lesson, at every program they launch and and teach. They always say the same thing: it's all a game.
It
It's
is.
all a game. Be serious, focus, give it your best, but it's all a game. Just a game.
It is. It is
Mm.
absolutely. And if you think about that, we think about clarity in the game. Dan Sullivan. I'm a big fan of Dan Sullivan. What he talks about is that when you're zeroing in on what your unique ability is, what you're good at,
Yeah.
and that's focused on your true clarity, your true purpose, and you get rid of the stuff that you're not so good at, the who's. You start bringing who's in. Who can do that for me? When you're laser focused with that kind of commitment, and you're heading in the right direction.
So taking the pressure off.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, clarity can bring resistance, because there'll be some stuff along the way that you're not quite good at. You want to get there, but there's some stuff along the way that you haven't got the skill set to sort of muster to get through. So that's when having a coach that would understand what those sticking points are,
Yes.
find a who. I think
Yes.
that I'm just going to say one of the biggest talents that I've got, my unique ability, Greg, is I'm very good at listening to what people's goals are. Hence, I'm known as the Impossible Coach. And then I start to think about who can help that person on their journey. I do it almost subconsciously. And I'll give you an example of that. I'll give you a quick example. When Guillaume was doing his 5K run, Guillaume Black's the guy that owns Property Filter. He's a good friend of ours. And for charity, he ran 5K every day for 31 days. That is ridiculous from a standing start. So what I suggested was that I would run the last 5K with him. Okay. I live up near Newcastle. I'll drive down to Birmingham and I will run that last 5K with you. And with me posting that, he got the attention of some other people that are involved in my group. And one particular person in particular turned up on that day to run with him. And Guillaume couldn't believe it. He said, from your post, this person that I wanted to talk to, that I really wanted to do business with, turned up and ran with him because of my involvement. Okay. So I realized that is one of my unique abilities. When I know what somebody wants, I have this way of bringing that together. And I think that's why I really do love being a coach.
And and this is it. You find your fulfillment, your focus, your this is your reason why. This is something that drives you, and this is what drives me. Having these podcasts, every Sunday, talk about life problems, talk about the entrepreneurial challenges. Just being me, and this is what I find absolutely exciting, and I want to do it. I don't want to finish. I want to do it again. But
what you're doing, Greg, is you're adding value in a frequency. You are lifting people's days. We're all buzzing when we come off this podcast because of some of the stuff you've said. You give us ideas and you give us more clarity.
And
so
Clem, we got Clem. This is absolutely great comment. Letting go who you are not is also very important. It's a really good thing. Yes, we all wear masks. Everyone, each one of us does wear a mask because we want to be perceived by other people at our best. So we are selling ourselves, or we selling a version of ourselves, but then we are not being honest with ourselves, and that's just all back again. It's just one circle. So if you're through and honest with yourself and just be you, because that's enough. Enough. Yes,
you're right, and then you get a sense of fulfillment, Greg, don't you? You get a sense of happiness because you're being honest with your true self. So you become a bit happier. There's a sense of fulfillment because you're going in the right direction. You've literally let go of all the things that are holding you back. Other people's clarity on what you should do. Other people's expectations of you. I mean, you're a boss, Greg. I was a boss and we were expected to lead. We were expected to pay wages on time. We were expected to innovate. So our employees had a clear vision of what we should be like. But we have to have our own clarity because true fulfillment, true happiness comes from achieving the little goals along the way that are towards our goals, our big goals. So sense of fulfillment, sense of joy of doing something for us is just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful feeling, isn't it?
Yes. So, James, if we recap, if you truly would like to understand your reason why and how you move forward on your project, on your journey, on your business, we have to start with being honest with ourselves. There might be a fear behind. There might be an unknown, or we might question whether we just good enough for whatever we deal with. But actually, yes, you are. You are the best person for that. For that task. There's no one else. This is only you. You can find out what is the best next step. You can delegate, and yes, you're good enough. Be honest with yourself and just ask the question, what is my true purpose and why did I fall in love with this in the first place? So whatever you're doing, just remind yourself, take a step back. Why did you fall in love? in whatever you're doing right now? And did you fall in love? Because maybe if you didn't, you might realize that that's not what I want to do. Then don't.
Mm. Yeah,
It is
I mean
easy to
that's
say for us.
such a good bit of advice, actually, Greg. I mean, look,
"Hmm,
you're right. It does start with me, myself, and if you really aren't sure about your purpose, your goals, your whys, then start doing different things. Start walking to work in a different way. Start talking to different people. Start listening to different music. Start listening to books you wouldn't usually read.
yeah,
Start looking at the opposite and feeling the opposite of what you've been used to. You might discover something out there that you didn't know existed. You don't know what you don't know. And you're like, oh my God, this is the reason I'm alive
mm,
because of this. So I would challenge your everyday habits and start doing the opposite. Got to be careful what I'm saying there. I don't want you to sort of reverse all the way to work in your car. That would be the opposite of driving forward. But I'm talking about your decision making. Your habits. What is it that you do every day? Start doing some different things. And go to different sporting events. Listen to
and
different
James,
music.
I love your advice. I absolutely love. It's just um, someone really clever said that already before. When it's like, if you always did what you always do,
Time.
you will
It's time.
always have what you always had. And that's
Yeah.
absolutely cracking. I love it. And then just back into simple English, it's just change.
And the
If you
thing is,
can,
when you come across someone that's got clarity and they're clear and they're driven, they're passionate, and they've got high energy, and you
yeah.
just think, "Wow, you're unbelievable!" Yeah. Well, that can be you. You just haven't found your why, your purpose, and
Mhm.
that's because you haven't given yourself the opportunity to do that.
James, imagine if we create a workshop and with a group of people who is looking for that clarity, is looking to to work on that sense of purpose, on on the higher energy, on the higher form. This would be amazing, wouldn't it? I
Yeah, it
wonder
would.
if anyone listening to this podcast would be interested. Please send us a message, because me and James, we've got a few an amazing project in the pipeline, and some of it might be this year, some of it might be next year. But please join us and let us know what what it is that you would like to find out, and if you would like to join us on this journey, let us know, because we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
So this is why we do it. We do it to share love, don't we, James?
Absolutely. We want to start working with others in sort of smaller groups, and really deep dive into those limiting beliefs, and really get into the nitty gritty of what makes us tick, what are we excited about, and we can work on that clarity. Because, like I said, a life of purpose and clarity is a happy life. You're going to have more fulfillment. You're going to have better relationships. People around you are going to be different, because you're going to attract people that are like you, the go-getters, the clear, the clarity, the vision, the driven, high
Hmm.
energy. You start attracting people like that, and they start to help you on your journey. That collaboration can really multiply your efforts.
True.
I talked about this before. That is, once you understand your driving force, then you really can get into flow. You can feel the seasonality of nature. You can feel your frequency. You can feel
James,
the
and
yin and yang. It's just beautiful.
it is, but it is it is so simple that it's actually difficult for a lot of people to even comprehend how simple this is. So people put like big walls, and they like, no, that's not impossible to to get that energy, to get that vibe. But actually, yes, it is, and there is one very easy, I shall say, vehicle that you can use to help you get there. And I'll give it to you today. It's love. That's how
Mm.
simple it is. It's simple, true love. If you have that for yourself, if you've got that in you, it comes out. You share it. It's noticeable. People can taste. And if you're being just a good person, then it's so much easier for you to share that love with your family, with your loved ones, with people you care, and even with with your business partners. This is the easiest thing you can use today to help you get there on that clarity, on that clarity journey, on that road to understand what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. The first supporter is you. Look in that mirror and say to yourself, I've got your back. If you want to make changes, if you want to do this, and if this is the complete opposite of what we're doing, and you're clear
Mm,
on that, I've got your back. I love you. I will be there for you. That starts with the
yes.
conversation in the mirror. That knowing that you are loved and that you're doing something that's going to really enhance your life. You're feeling your frequency. You should be saying to yourself, "I've got you. I'll be there for you."
Absolutely. James, we have to. We promised to ourselves that we will try to keep these podcasts short. But actually, we're also working with James on the longer versions, and this is one of these amazing projects that will be coming. So we are just making this accountable by telling not everything to you guys, and because we want to keep it a surprise. Because we are working on the clarity. Exactly, that's what it is. We're just being absolutely honest here and genuine. But we love and we love you to that you show up every week with us, that you join us. This is absolutely amazing. Thank you for supporting this podcast. Thank you for
Yeah,
supporting us, for your likes, for your comments, for your hearts. Keep them coming, because it just tells us that we are doing the right thing. So
well,
thank you
and
so much.
yeah, and tell us what you want to talk about. We talk
Yes,
about anything: property, entrepreneur, clarity, relationships, anything you want to talk about. We can talk about. We just need to know what you would like us to talk about.
exactly. And next week, we've got shout out to you, Wojtek. We've got an amazing guy coming, coming to us, and I interviewed Wojtek before, but I'm not sure if it was on my channel or if it was for the purpose of another networking event. But I'm working with Wojtek on a different project, and I did ask if he would be interested to come and join us next week and talk about his clarity and what it's been for him. And I thought, like, me and James, if we just had this initial talk to introduce the clarity, what will help you to gain that clarity, what you should use, techniques to get you there. But if we bring someone to our studio and we ask them to share their story, and it is unbelievable story. It's almost like you're looking at the potato that changes into a tangerine, because that's exactly what happened to Wojtek. He he'll hate me for it. He was a potato, but now he's absolutely juicy tangerine or mandarin, and he's smashing it. He changed completely. Wojtek, I love you, man, and can't wait for you to come and join us. This is going to be absolutely amazing. So make sure you tune in next week Sunday for this amazing story that might inspire you, and it is inspiring. So make sure you're there. Tune in at 9 a.m. on Sunday, every Sunday. We're going to be here. James, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Audience, thank you so much. Clem, you've been absolutely amazing. Thank you for your comments, and we'll need to catch up. So, thank you, and James, till the next time.
Have a
Thank
great
you so
day.
much. Till the next
See you.
time. Have a lovely Sunday. Enjoy your day. It's going to be truly an amazing day. The sun is very shy, but it's going to come out. So thank you so much. See you there. Bye bye.